Hey there, beloved ones. Welcome to the land of the elves with me, Poluna, again, coming to you with another Ascension update. Yeah, this is how it's going to be done today. It's just that the time is just so hyper, and I've been having so much things to do, so many things to do, so much work, vice versa. Well, anyway, I've been really feeling radiant from within, and today has felt such a day of abundance. And actually, what I'm going to talk about today is not just the aspects that are happening. You have the full moon in Pisces tomorrow. It's going to be in the late night, I think, during the night here. And we're going to have Pluto turning, Pluto's going to be turning direct again. And then we're going to have the Equinox, which is an intense portal of light. But I'm not just going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about what we're feeling, what we're sensing, what's happening. And I'm going to share with you my own experience, in my own life, how I'm noticing this, and I want to get this baby out because he helps me to share in a more, authentic way. So what I'm going to be sharing about is how this energy feels, how many of us are called to retreat again, and why. And I've been just seeing a video from Sandra today. If you don't have Sandra's link to Ascension Integration, her webpage, write to me, I'll send you. Part of my job is always this daily correspondence with everyone, with the rest of the world, which was quite interesting, on one side, and quite busy and hyper, at the other end, but it's okay. It's all good and fine. Like I said, I've been very busy with Ascension messages and things to do, and the personal content I really wanted to deliver. And aside from that, what Spirit guided me to share. And today I'm guided to do the last video before the Equinox because Spirit said, enough work. You have your own preparation time. You have to absorb the energies now and just be. And then I've been tuning into Sandra's video today, and the guidance was amplified, and she was talking about the same thing. So as Ascension guides, we're always receiving similar guidance. We work on our own levels. We're each different. We each belong to our own, sets of abilities and skills that we came here to utilize. But kind of like an overall theme is always repetitive, and it's always strengthened between the field of unity that encompasses all of us, that we have all been tuning into. So my day began really in this beautiful mode. I started off by finally being guided to do the light activation for a new life and divine self-embodiment, which I will be sending out tonight as I get the music done as well. I'm still trying different things. And I will be sending it out to, like I promised, to all those of you who have donated to Ascension Pioneers, $11 or more, or you have requested or, asked for personal services, and paid the energy exchange for it. So this light activation finally came today, and of course, like I said, this is only from the month of September on, and then it will be ongoing. And I'll be always sending this light activation to whoever is still donating or, asking. This will always be kind of like my gift to all of you, because I've been, ever since my birthday, and even before, I was guided to do this and to record this, and I didn't know how it's going to come. So I've been promising it for a while now. But in my life, I can direct it. My personality self can direct the flow of things. It's always Spirit. So I've been still in preparation, and I've been still sensing something still needs to fall in its rightful place. So today, when I woke up, the guidance was, well, you're finally ready to record it. I was being my obnoxious self, like, Mom, go away, leave me alone, like everything needs to be perfect silence, everything, and when it's divine timing, everything does fall into that place of perfection and silence, and everything came to me and it was all beautiful and supported. So the light activation is actually really strong. It's very powerful how I felt it in my own body. It is really beautiful as well. I didn't know how it's going to come through, this is always a surprise to me, because when I'm starting to source through the higher realms, which I'm always connected to, it's just becoming, it's like creating a story, it's like creating a vision. It's so in flow, and it was really beautiful. It's quite long, but it's very profound. So I do recommend, if you're up to date with my updates, just see how you can get a copy of this audio yourself if you're guided to. But I will always continuously share the link. But I will kind of like gather a group of those. I'll be going through my PayPal and trying to get the emails of everyone. Just send the link to everybody, the upload link, so you can download it from. But if I by some random weird synchronicity forget someone, please, if you have donated or have purchased the personal services this month in September, please do let me know. if I have forgotten you, if you just somehow you didn't receive it. So please let me know, because I can't have the eyes of the hawk for everybody. Although the hawk and the buzzard, they're always around in my life. So the thing is, like, after recording it, then I was watching Sandra's video, guidance confirmed for me, and then all of a sudden this beautiful influx of abundance started occurring. All of a sudden, it's like I just posted, like, on my Facebook page that I'm doing the last, I'm having a last special this, for now. It's never last. For now I'm having this special, and just 3 people that I can do Ascension messages for, and then I'm just guided to be off until Equinox, so until Sunday. Until further ado, I'm offline. And Sandra really confirmed that guidance of mine to me, because I kept seeing, this image of a woman surrendering and jumping off the cliff, and solitude and celebration time, and more joy, more play, always the same messages. And I just knew it has to be incorporated even more. It has to be felt. And in order for us to experience, we can't be busy all the time, because then we're always in that mental energy when we're trying to get things done. We're not just in that sense of beingness. So ever since I got this busy, and ever since I moved here, it's like, I haven't really taken just a few days off. Haven't really had my vacation time. It's not really a vacation, it's always service for me. So kind of like how we work is we integrate and ground this energy, and then we can share it about it. Then we can report because it was experienced. We can mentalize or discuss about it because we just need to experience through our own events, So today I can share about the abundance and this infinite abundance loop because I've experienced it in a very deep way. And it's not just about astrology, although it is in the same matter as well, because if you have been noticing on what's happening with people sending emails or email updates or newsletters or just posts about these alignments that are happening this week, and everybody's saying, oh, major powerful. And if you haven't noticed, it's not just this week. It's like every week from now on, the energy gets higher, more intense, more profound, more refined. Our lives are getting more refined. And a part of my purpose is to activate people to step into these lives, There's many ways how I do this. For example, the most physical aspect of how I do this is when, for example, when I go my daily run, if I get to go, I'm just, when somebody comes across me, I just smile at them. I don't just greet them, but I also smile at them. I give them this beautiful smile, and sometimes they smile back. Remember, not everybody wants to be greeted or, smiled at. We do, as part of our job as pioneers, is to respect that and their free will and their decisions as well. It's mutual respect. But, we have the purpose that is so multidimensional, it's so various. So, like, the most physical part of me is just to be that sunshine. It's to radiate and reflect that love. A part of my purpose is to activate people through what I'm sharing personally, in the Ascension message. A part of it is when I'm doing these messages for all, when I'm sharing through these updates and what's happening energy-wise. I've been looking at my, yesterday somehow I clicked on one of my old videos. It was the day before yesterday. I'm looking, is this me? Is this little girl me? She was reading something from the computer. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm thinking, even a girl that was there 2 weeks ago. I was like, is that me? Because we're shifting so fast that we keep recreating ourselves so fast now. Because the energies are really intense, and it's not just like it's an external thing. It's happening from within because we are directing the flow of our lives right now. So like I said, we all have this multidimensional part of, this purpose, but it's how we share our gifts. It will always be about how we utilize our creative source energy, that force of divine love that flows through us through infinite expansion with an infinite creativity, infinite joy, pleasure, abundance. And, in the past, I used to share everything freely, but then I never did something that was unique in the sense that I would get like feedback and energy exchange for it. And for example, if somebody shared freely, then even though they did so, I still pay them because it was a part of me. It's like, no, you need to get some kind of compensation for it. You need to receive that. But I didn't follow that, principle in my own life. So what that leads you with is that endless feeling of exhaustion. It's like you're always giving, and a lot of people now are in this threshold when their lives are just not feeling satisfaction anymore. They don't bring them joy. So they say, I have clients or I'm working with people, but somehow something doesn't bring me joy. Even if they have money, for example, if they are receiving energy exchange, maybe it's not fully soul aligned. Maybe there needs to be a new approach or maybe completely changed. But there's always something we need to look into if we're not fully in pleasure and love right now, because the fifth dimensional energy and beyond, it's all about that joy. It's all about that pleasure and everything in your life bringing you that pleasure. So today, you know, after watching Sandra's video, I get mail, and I was expecting a lot of packages, you know, from my oracles, and they didn't arrive yet. So I was always kind of like pissed. Oh, where are my oracles? You know, somebody losing my email? Not email, mail. Oh gosh, if email would be lost sometimes, that would be good. Oh, wishful thinking, you know. Sometimes I have too many, that's why I said that. So it came, you know. My mom brought me all these packages. She was holding them like this, like, oh, my email. Again, you know, why email? I don't know why I think of emails now. All my mail came, and not all of it, but I was really surprised. And one of those packages was also a gift, and it was this beautiful present from my sister in light and love. Her name is Emily. She's from Sweden, and she has wonderful gifts to share with the world. And if you want to know more, you know, I've shared on Facebook. But she really surprised me because she sent me a soul gift. You know, we all receive many gifts, but this gift was literally soul encoded. And she sent me this beautiful bracelet, this fuchsia pink. It's my ultimate color. It has a fairy. Well, I like to think of it as an elf. And it's scented with the most precious scent that I was only able to describe as a feeling of returning home and the reunion with the beloved, and just feeling that sense of belonging. She also sent me some crystals, and I said, oh, I need to charge them with my natural landscape stones here. You know, I have this white pebbles all around here and lots of sand and everything. So she sent me those crystals, and they all have such gentle energy. It's like, you know, and this aqua aura, come on, you gotta love this crystal. And I have a twin soul crystal like this, and I wanted to purchase more, so she sent me this, and I'm like, oh, how does she know? You see, because it's a soul gift. It is soul encoded. This bracelet, soul encoded. Crystals encoded. She sent me like this ointment from calendula oil, and it's like, oh my god, how does she know? It's, you know, I'm so sensitive, you know, it's always so soul encoded. Like the greeting card she sent me, the colors were violet and gold, and this is the colors that I received in my, remember I made a video about birth, solar birth return and the encodings for each year, and the colors for me for this year were violet and gold, like huge transformation happening on my path of, you know, service. So she shares all of those gifts, and I was just stunned. I was amazed because nobody ever gifted me something so soul encoded. And you know, we each encode each other, and this is what's happening now. And let me kind of show you how this falls into place in my Ascension update, okay? So you won't be having this impression that I'm just sharing random events from my life. It's always what I share is connected to what I'm talking about. It's little personal examples, because we live by examples, and we show and teach by examples from now on. So we exemplify. So what this showed me is that I have embraced this infinite abundance in my life, because I've opened myself to it, because I started to share more authentically, because I started to put value to myself and treat myself this way. Now it's coming back to me. You know, at the beginning when I started, you know, when I said I'm going to do messages for people, and they all thought it's going to be for free. And because you're working with, you know, with spirit, everybody thinks it doesn't have no content. But remember, the same way, you know, somebody wrote to me, oh, you know, I need to buy art supplies because I'm a student, so I don't have, you know, money to pay. And I said, you know what, the same way you value that, you know, for example, art supplies or whatever brings you value and happiness and freedom and to walk your soul path, you have to know that for someone else, maybe that value is different. So for me, the value is what I do, and it's not something tangible, it's something very spiritual in essence. But everybody so far has given me feedback which was 100%, 111%, not positive, but neutral. It was as it was, and everybody was saying how I hit, you know, the mark, how I really, the message was straight on. And I'm starting to find out that it's a huge part of my purpose, which I can no longer deny. You know, I activate people into remembering more who they truly are. And I don't do that through predictions or giving them answers, which is something that I was really fighting against, you know, at the beginning. Everybody was asking me questions, if you remember, on my journey, and I was always saying, oh, stop it, I'm not going to answer your questions. You know, I was fighting it. Then I stopped doing this, and then I just, you know, came in my power, and I said, this is how I do things, period. I no longer fight it. If it still comes to me, I observe it, I learn something from it, and then I let it go. and it disappears. The moment you find out what it is about, it disappears. It doesn't have a role to play in your life anymore. So what started happening, because I gave value to what I do, and I started understanding why I do these things and when I'm guided to do them and why they bring me joy, then also other people started giving me honor and value, and they're seeking this guidance, and they want to be further activated. A lot of the people are also saying, you know, I had this example with a divine companion who has paid for a session last year, but they didn't claim it for 1 year, and they asked me, is my session still available? And I said, well, of course you paid for it. It's still there. It was always there for you waiting. And they said, well, I'm ready now. And a lot of people, what they're doing now is they're saying, I'm finally ready now. And a lot of people were forcing themselves with saying, no, I need to get all the answers myself. I need to. I'll give you the space of the difference here. Of course, the answers needs to come. They need to come through us. Only we can answer, but through spirit knowing, through raising awareness. It's only awareness that knows, and that's what brings us clarity. But the guidance does not come from isolation. There's a difference between getting guidance on your path. It doesn't just come from ascension messages or people who are intuitive, or, you know, it comes from everywhere. Nature, animal messengers, impressions, sensations. They don't come from isolation. So someone confusing, you know, getting answers on your own or isolating yourself to do it all on your own, that's a huge difference, beloveds. So I'm noticing this, how many people now are saying, I'm ready. I'm claiming my energy. I'm seeking that external guidance, but I'm empowering myself from within. You see, this is the difference. You can seek external guidance because it always comes as a mirror, because we're living in a holographic reality where everything will be mirrored to us through nature, through divine companions. Even when you say a sentence, when you verbalize something, it's already materialized. It's already a sentence, and it ripples back to you. So we're learning this. We're learning how to be masters of working with energy, how to be these beautiful co-creator beings, and to also take ownership and responsibility for what we create. So if something doesn't work for us, well, then we change it. Maybe it's not that we fully let it go. Maybe we just work with a different structure of it. Like, for example, you know, how I was doing ascension messages in the beginning, they were in written form. It just didn't bring me pleasure. I'm sorry. It was like, oh, I need to type it all down. I'm so hyper. The guidance comes instantly, and then I need to type it down. It's just, oh, not how I work, you know? And it didn't bring me joy. And that's what not a lot of people asking for those messages, because they were not fully authentic to me. It didn't bring me joy. So how can they bring others the same joy? You see, when we're fully authentic, then not just that we thrive, the whole can thrive, because we are a part of this holographic reality which functions only as a whole. So how are we going to get through all these portals that are now waiting? How are we going to get through everything if not as these whole beings? This is what awaits us. This is what actually my light activation is about. It's about owning up to your own divine self, giving you all that you need, infinite abundance, infinite creativity, infinite joy, pleasure, you know, and always that protection which comes through your own divinity, not through external shields and whatever. We don't need those shields anymore. You know, when I go out, I smile. I don't need the shield. Maybe others have it and I respect it, but I don't need a shield anymore, because it's divine love that is my natural shield. And it's the seal of this divine love that works through you that actually provides you with everything that you need on your journey. And some people, I feel, they're still having a sense that there's blockages. But when I'm doing messages for people, it's almost like I'm looking at something, like you're looking at the spiritual essence of a matter, and you're like, there's no blockage, there's only a belief of blockage. And this is happening in many examples right now. When we need to let go of everything, all these beliefs we've been holding on to, there's a belief that I'm blocked, or I'm not creating this, I'm not creating that. Let it go. This is the time now. We're entering through this intense portal. And there's not just me who's saying this, you know, everybody's saying it. And like I told you, I stumbled across this channel from the Pleiadian High Council called Larkma. It's a funny name, but Larkma. They were saying the same things. There's like this separation happening, but it's not separation because of duality. It's separation because, you know, it naturally happens when certain people, certain individuals choose to raise their vibration so high that it just expands them so much that literally they become the untouchables. This is the word that I'm sensing, the untouchables. The avatar race is what, you know, many people have called this. And for me, let me show you that my personal experience as I'm entering these gateways and the new energy, riding the wave, is like, I cannot hold, seriously, I cannot hold a negative feeling or a statement or anything for a period longer than maybe 1 second. It's just so funny. You know, look at your old photos, maybe just from 2 weeks ago, and if you still have them, of course, because in new life, we throw away a lot of the crap, right? But try to see this and just look at yourself as energy and notice the energy, how it shifted in you. It's like people are writing to me, oh my God, you look more radiant in every one of your videos. Because I've shifted my life physically as well. I didn't just live in the mind, you know, like, oh, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change this. I literally shifted physically. When I moved here to nature, to the mountain space, my whole body reprogrammed itself. I'm still hyper, I'm still busy. That's why I need this portal. This portal will come in handy for me to just, I'm sorry, playing with my crystals here in the sand as well. It's so fun. They like the environment, I feel, so thank you again, Emily. What I'm feeling is that still needed this time for the body to fully take it in, because it's like we still don't get it fully. You know, half of us is like maybe still asleep and thinking, yeah, I shifted. But that's why we need that time alone, that the body fully catches up and says, oh, holy moly, I shifted. You know, this is the difference that I'm talking about, this excitement, and really integrating it in the body, directly in the body matrix. So that's why this portal, try to use it. It's already ongoing, but it will be the most amplified during the time of this full moon up until the equinox. And what I feel intuitively is like maybe 3 days after the equinox, because, you know, there's always a plus and minus 3 to 4 days in these events. So what I'm sensing is that with this retreat, it always also comes retrieval. You know, these words are directly linked together, because with the retreat, you also get retrieval. You get soul encodings, you get more of encoding, you get more of a remembering. And this is what's happening now. And it's a really interesting process. But what I'm sensing is just when you tune into yourself, like I said, this is what I'm feeling for all of us. How we really feel ourselves, how much we've shifted, because a lot of the times you don't even think about it because we're so much in the new. But like I said, just look at something like maybe 2 weeks back, or maybe before this summer. We're not the same as we were before this summer, because it was the summer of divine love, double twin star of David, Merkabah's here for us. And now this equinox is so powerful that many people may be working more with galactic vibrations, such as Sandra. Like I said, we work in different levels. But many people will describe this as, you know, and how they're sensing these energy changes and how they're seeing their bodies changing. And it literally is true. We are not the same beings anymore. Like I told you, it used to be this process that like our cells needed a few months to rewire, or 7 years to totally, you know, change in the body. And now this is happening so much faster. Notice these changes, because when you do, you won't just see this as a fairy tale, but you'll literally see not proof, but confirmation, you know, about it. Because you don't need proof in higher reality. It's like proof, that's for the mind. We don't function that way anymore. It's funny to us. Like I said, I can't hold a negative feeling anymore. It's funny, because that's where probably people are noticing and saying you look more radiant each time you appear in the video. Because, like I said, we show through example. And I can be standing here and I can go, hello, my beloveds. This is a time when we need to do this and need to do that. And I'm not really reflecting it, right? And it is shown, it is obvious. That's why when we're shifting to that awareness and embodiment, therefore, because we experience it, so therefore we embody it. When we shift, others will notice too. And when they notice, they remember what they already are as well. And this is what it means. This is the difference between a healer or a channeler or a guide, even a guide. You know, many of us call ourselves guides. But this is the difference between a healer or an assistant, or, you know, whatever kind of the old way of serving, which we all did on a certain part of our path, to just being the transmitter of the frequency of our new life, which you might call higher dimensional life, I don't know, fifth dimensional life or beyond, whatever you might call it, it does not matter. I call it new life. Soul-based, fully soul-based life, the merging of spirit and matter. And we do the most work by being that essence. And we activate everybody who comes into our presence. And I was always operating this way. You know, I'm looking, maybe sometimes people return to my life after a few years and they say, hi, you know, still remember me? Like, wow, this person has changed completely. And you don't even know, maybe you had an influence, you know, on that person. And you probably did as an Essential Pioneer. It's just we don't always see the subtle energy dynamic taking place because we used to be so used to seeing things with the physical eyesight, which is really, you know, our new eyesight is our spiritual vision right now. You know, it's all changing. It's like turning upside down. Everything is turning upside down. What used to make sense is now not making sense anymore, and vice versa. And I always knew that my path was never to be like a teacher or you know, a mentor or a healer. It was always, you know, the people who do clearing on other people and they assist them with the healing. I never felt that for me. I'm just talking about myself. Like I said, there's many people who operate on their beautiful soul purpose. But I always felt my biggest purpose will be to show the way of the new once we already get there. You know, that's why I'm living this life and then showing others the possibility. And I even tell that to people who I do readings for. I say, I'm not here to give you answers, or I'm not here to give you life direction. This is your job. But I am here to show you options. And the biggest option that I can show is, ta-da, you know, and with my smile and with my happiness and with my passion for life. Because I see for a lot of people, it's not that they're blocked. It's not that there's something wrong. It's just they need to come alive again. We need to come alive. And this is what this portal is about. This portal within the Equinox is about coming to life within your true self vibration, with your true authentic purpose, and to live your best, highest, ultimate path, your ultimate soul potential. So this is what my path will be more focused on right now. And people are asking me if I already started an Ascension group, and I haven't, because I told you I was too busy to even receive guidance. If you're always up and about, you can receive. So that's why I need this time alone to see where things will go, and it's all in divine timing. So trust me if it's meant to be, and when it is meant to be, will be. Be patient. So this is my message. Like I said, this portal is very intense. It's not about separation in the sense that we're leaving someone behind. We're choosing. Our destiny is always our chosen path. And it's not a duality concept, because it's just soul expansion, and some souls are choosing this expansion and maybe others are not yet. Although they're also in their own timeline of expansion and ascension, because it's how things are in creation. Nothing stands still. It just has its own time to evolve. You know, like in nature, some seeds sprout sooner and some seeds sprout later. And you know, flowers have different cycles and of growth, and some flowers might even grow in wintertime. You're like, oh, a winter-grown flower, yes, why not? You know, so it's never late for anyone. You know, people write to me, oh, I'm this old, so I'm an old bloomer. No, you're not. You're a perfect bloomer for yourself. You're right where you need to be. It's amazing for you. Happy awakening, yay! You know, celebrate you. And this thing that it's happening, and when I'm noticing, and people are all around the world when they're writing to me, I'm seeing how they're starting to glow more from within, or people posting their new photos. It's like, wow, they glow too, you know. It's like, it's really beautiful what's happening, and I'm so happy to be a part of this process in such a huge way, that I'm honored to be in contact with so many beautiful souls who are sparking up their lives and remembering the spark that they are in the individuality of Source, you know, in the individuation of Source, which we are as souls. So my beautiful companions, I will be away for this retreat, my own personal, you know, I need some nature moments, and I need to ground this energy to see what's next. I need to invoke more magic. And for this infinite abundance that's coming in, you know, just stay open to it. Sometimes I still have that, oh, you know, can this be? Because I was always a very modest person. I didn't need a lot. I never had much money. But I always had as much as I needed. Oh, gosh, this smells heavenly. It's like always, I'm sorry, guys. It's just, I'm drunk from this scent today. I know, I'm so grateful. And it's just, like I said, sometimes it truly is. Like, you might feel when you wake up, is this really happening? And the answer will always be, well, yes, you created it. And sometimes, like I said, the input might take a bit longer. And remember my writing about us. It seemed like we were living behind the scenes, always behind the scenes, never get recognition or reward. But there was a sacred pool of abundance there. We have always been putting there, and now it's returning. And guess what? We're already getting glimpses of it. See? See? I'm not saying that it's a material thing. It's not about being material. See the concept that I'm sharing. These are just signs that all that we want to create, it can be there for us. So there is this time of reaping, of harvest. That's why, you know, this equinox is aligned with the harvest moon, which is very intense with all the astrological alignments this year. And we also have a Scorpio degree in Venus, which is, like astrologers say, all about true divine reunion and lasting union. Well, that's why I said in my message coming from Spirit that there's going to be a lot of reunions taking place in the upcoming months. So I'm looking forward to that, you know, and sharing from people. I'm really excited. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I will be away for the, like I said, until Sunday, so my personal services won't be available until then. And I'll be updating you. Don't worry. It's not like I'm going in the cave. It's not time for that, you know. It is time for self-reflection, integration, but we're past the hermit stage, you know. It's like, yeah, been there, done that. Now it's time to shine. So guys, I'm greeting you from my elvish space, and I'll talk to you soon. Do enjoy your portal. Welcome it. It is us. We're returning home. Bye.